Why does Slava have a bucket hat on?
It's not a bucket hat, it's a Tilly hat. And I'm dressed like Drew Millard.
Oh, okay.
You see he's wearing a cardigan.
Shave my face.
Not that much.
Well, it was shaved at one point.
Trey, what is
that
this?
Can be said for most of our faces. Yeah.
What is this anime with the black metal font T-shirt behind you?
Oh,
Hente.
That is a Floating Room. Floating Room is a cool little indie band.
Okay.
And I did laundry yesterday, and now it's just drying. It's probably dry now, but yeah.
Oh, were you a hang your precious garments?
Yeah, I don't throw everything. I don't throw everything in the dryer. Like that's just fucking insane behavior. And I don't know why people would do that.
That really changed my life when I like fucking.
What do you mean? You guys don't throw shit in the dryer?
Well, not if it's nice.
Not shit I like really care about that I'll never be able to get again. So yeah.
It's like
shit I might want to pass down to my kids. Like
like a shirt.
It's like you'll never hear them, but there was this cool little band called Floating Rooms, and like yeah,
because the dryer destroys stuff.
Recorded music.
Because the dryer will eat Trey's Floating Rooms shirt. Welcome to Nersey, the #1 grind and hustle and beef and hate and love podcast out there.
No love, yeah.
All right, no love.
Just to be clear, I don't like any of you.
That's fine. I mean, it's fine.
That's mean, What are you? We just went to therapy as a group.
We did just go
kind
to
of
therapy as a group.
And you can hear all about it on the Nersey Guide to Ethical Hating.
Yeah.
Shout out to Julia for getting a little bit out of me, but not much. Yeah.
That episode is locked on Patreon and Substack. You got to subscribe to listen to it. Anyways, I'm Drew. Our co-hosts are Slava P, and the P is for Patilli hat, which he is wearing right now, and Trey. And our producer is Steel Tip Dove. Our music is by Craig S. Jenkins. All right, so what's going on? It feels like a really great week for us as podcasters because the one thing that we're qualified to fucking talk about has happened.
Well, I'll say this much. It's been one great week for everybody living in like the North American Northeast because we're finally getting good weather.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's been beautiful outside. Yeah. I'm late. They won't tell you, but I am late to the podcast because the weather was so nice outside and I was talking to people about stuff like potentially job things that will get me money. So, yeah.
Dude, you should work for Drake. He needs like better PR.
Drake needs a goddamn fleet of pit bulls or some shit to stick on Rick Ross right now.
You think that's the person he's mad at that?
We'll get to this in a minute, but like this is one of the funniest diss tracks I've heard in a minute. But like, yeah.
So to be clear, if you are unaware, aka if you're my dad,
or my
Drake or Slava's mom, Drake and J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar are now beefing with each other, and through this beef is like reverberated into every corner of like mainstream geriatric millennial hip hop world.
Everybody in this beef is older than like 37 years old.
And I love it.
Yeah, it's part of what makes this so funny and good.
Lupe Fiasco tried to hop in. He used to be a professor like 6 months ago.
Lupe Fiasco, nobody said his name, and he's like, if they say my name, I'll be in it. It's like, I don't think anybody's going to say your name.
Not anymore. You know who's about to talk a lot is going to be Belly. There's going to be like so much music coming out from Belly in the next 6 months. You guys aren't ready. Nobody really is.
No, it's like this time next week is going to be like, how the fuck did Nav get involved in this, man?
Wait, how is the game not dropped a track yet?
The game's irrelevant.
Exactly. But every time there's a beef, he just like sort of insinuates himself into it. Like, remember when he...
Yeah, I will say I respect someone who's just like, oh, they're fighting, I want to fight too. And you just run into it, don't even know whose team you're on. But like, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
the game is like Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
he used to be.
Card. Yeah.
He used to be. Now he's like Conor McGregor in Roadhouse. But the problem is you can't align yourself with Drake because look like who you're going up against. You're going up against Future. You're going up against Kendrick. You're going up against The Weeknd, A$AP Rocky. Yeah, A$AP Rocky's been managing
for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Unless there's more than one basketball player who does the gritty.
Next season, Ja Morant's gonna have like a 74-point game against the fucking Raptors just to prove a point.
Don't say that.
Well, don't worry. Scotty Barnes will have a whatever Ja has +1 game.
How do y'all feel about the Future albums that came out?
Dude, I think the second one is amazing. I think the first one has 3 good songs on it. But they're solid.
That's about where I am. Yeah. Like,
they're solid.
I love We Still Don't Trust You. I saw that Hendrix shit we've been waiting for like 6-7 years now.
That's right. I was saying he always drops that 2-pack and one is more slow and melodic. And for some reason, he made that one meaner by putting like A$AP Rocky on it.
Yeah, it's so fucking petty, man. Like, which makes it funnier. Okay. Well, yeah, it's the best Future album since like maybe The Wizard, which like doesn't even compare to this one really.
Which one is Wizard again? Is that the purple one?
I had like F&N on it and Stick to the Models and Promise You That. Yeah.
I forgot the Future made an album called The Wizard, which is just so fucking funny.
He also made one called Hendrix. It's such a flex to name your like 12th album, a self-titled one. But no, the albums were really good, and I just like the theme of it. Like, we just do not like you. That's it. We just don't like you.
What do y'all think he did?
Women.
Okay, yeah. Probably, yeah, they all date like the same 11 woman. Like,
yeah, and they all look the same.
Wait,
I have a question. Do you guys
I'm not gonna criticize a woman for this one, but it definitely has something to do with a girl.
On some Helen of Troy shit. I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm just saying she inspired it.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
I wonder if they actually have any real life, true, like actual human being disdain for each other or dislike. It's hard to know how deep that could possibly go because you think about it, man. You're so rich, like all of them, and it's just like how much can you actually? So I just wonder sometimes.
Okay, so I think there is a thing where like rappers are closer coworkers than we realize a lot of them are, especially at that level.
Yeah.
And think about how many people you like walked in the office and you just saw them sitting at their desk and like this. I talked to this motherfucker at some point today.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like thinking about how many people that like I have like edited in my life who I like personally dislike.
What I'm saying is like, there's some coworkers like you just kind of don't like. And once somebody is like, yo, let's put them in their place, you're just like, oh, we have strength in numbers now. Like, let's do this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I do think it's more intense in some other areas. Like apparently Ross was dissing Drake like a couple months ago on a French Montana track.
On Mac and Cheese.
Mac and Cheese, whatever.
Whichever.
It was like 17 or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Wayne was on that song too.
And then like just the way he's like, yeah, white boy. Shut the fuck up, white boy. Like, yeah, it's
which would be kind of like a bad diss if Drake didn't immediately call him racist right after.
What? Did he?
Yeah. Okay. So it would have been.
Okay,
it would have been a good diss because like it's just one of the funniest things you could say to. Yeah. Okay. From the only black perspective on this podcast, just seeing a biracial person and you're in a rap beef with them, and you're just like, yeah, okay, white boy. Like we've all been acting like Drake's black for years and years, and Rick Ross is just like, yeah, no, you're white now. Like that, it's just like the most preschool fucking thing you could do. But it's a rap beef, so it's funny. And then what was the one line? It's like, yeah, I know you got the Dockers on with no underwear, white boy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And which is like, oh, Rick Ross has been around some white people, man.
I mean, it's like a specific type of white guy who is in a fraternity and probably listens to like
Rick Ross,
Money Fast.
Rick Ross says so many feelings of people at like University of Miami, fucking Greek houses. who are so excited to hear this. Like, oh yeah, Ross is my favorite rapper. He's like, I know you got the Dockers with no underwear on, white boy. They're all like,
They like swallowed their dip in disgust.
No, dude, they were probably like, yo, did he just shout us out? Do you think J. Cole looks good apologizing before shit gets bad? Because shit's about to get like way worse.
Did you see all the TDE people fucking talking about it?
Something big is coming. Something big is coming.
Something huge is coming. Like what's his name? Like Musa, when he tweeted like "sing" and it was just a clip of like that song "Apologize."
Yeah, it's too late to apologize, but that was for J. Cole.
Yeah, and then that was for J. Cole. Like, yeah, he's got some for Drake.
Well, you know what's
J. Cole apologized, and Kendrick was like, "Okay, job done." Like, yeah, need to go focus my efforts elsewhere.
The problem is that all of the news we're getting from this is also scattered because these songs are not coming out on DSP, but the news is also not coming out from the camp. It's coming out from
dude, it's all like
Aiden Ross.
It's all CDQs and download links again, man. I love this shit.
No, but it's all coming out through academics.
Kendrick shit was fake.
Yeah, that's what's so funny.
And people debated whether the Drake shit was fake. Not me for even a half a second. You could tell it wasn't fake, and I could tell in half a second that the Kendrick shit was fake. Yeah. But it's annoying that people even have to debate it.
Media literacy is not being helped by like all this
big shit.
Yeah,
but just like
people weren't media literate to begin with, and then now we are at this point.
I don't remember. Didn't Back to Back come out as a SoundCloud link at first? Like there used to be a way.
It did not come out on Spotify first.
Exactly. There used to be a way for shit to at least be frictionless but legitimate.
Although first I want to say DJ Who Kid is so important right now. Because the one way to legitimize your uncleared sample containing fucking diss track is to hand it to DJ Who Kid and he will play it on Shade 45.
Well, maybe do you think it's a tactic? Like they do like that on purpose? Like they literally leak it out so that it's not official. They don't have to stand behind it.
Yes and no. Something like that. That Drake leak, like it's weird that something like that would come out, but also, why would you not think if you email that to somebody they might not leak it? Like you would just never email it to anybody.
Well, I think like Kendrick has the power to just put out an entire album on a Friday and have it all be geared towards Drake, and nobody would leak that. Beyonce leaks goes huge projects without anything leaking, so it is possible.
So Slava, because you are the most wearing a Tilly hat of us, which means that you are the best navigator in the wilderness of like fake news, etc. Can you sort of like very briefly walk us through the timeline of this whole fucking shit?
Sure. I mean, if you've made it this far, you probably already know, but I'm going to lay down with dates because I fucking researched it. March 22nd, the actual album comes out. It's called We Don't Trust You. And it literally comes out of nowhere. And like the underlying theme, and Drake can back me up on this, but the skits are all like a guy just being like, I don't know what you guys call music, but it's not that shit. We don't listen to that shit over here.
Okay, so the guy is named Prodigy.
Okay, thank you very much. Prodigy, as in rest in peace, Prodigy?
Oh, it's like a sample of Prodigy?
His voice?
It's a lot of clips from a Prodigy fucking interview. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and,
although maybe it's from the Prodigy audiobook, because I feel like that, like Prodigy's book is really fucking good, and I bet
it's a
the
young
audiobook,
energy. It's a young energy on the album. I don't think it's an old man reading his past. But okay, so Prodigy's all over it.
I will just say, for the rappers listening, and by that I mean like specifically Fatboy Sharif, if you want a like really cool, because I know Fatboy Sharif listens, if you want a really cool idea for a sample for some like dialogue or an interlude, just sample Prodigy's audiobook.
So on top of Prodigy, there's also like Rick Ross, Kendrick, and The Weeknd, and all three of them are like talking bad about what sounds like Drake. Odd. But Kendrick goes right at it and says like, there's no big three, blah, blah, blah. April 5th rolls around. J. Cole drops response and apologizes days later. You can hear all about that on the last episode. Trey, how do you feel about that?
My views on J. Cole are very well documented. That's part of the reason I did not show up last time.
Right, but him apologizing, that's never been done before. It is rare to apologize.
I think the J. Cole line that kind of encapsulates him for me is like, I don't be reading, but I do be thinking. Or to paraphrase it, and it's just like, yeah, you don't think that hard either.
Maybe you should read more.
Yeah, it's like, I learned a long time ago, like, I get my entire life flipped upside down if I say the wrong thing to the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that just be like out like, 2 a.m. on a sidewalk or whatever, or like that's at work in like whatever kind of corporate ass environment and shit. Like, if I don't think about what I say, my life gets fucked up. But if I say it out my mouth, then like I have to stand on it, because like the only thing worse than being somebody who doesn't think before they talk is being a fucking coward.
And in this case, J. Cole did both.
Yes.
However,
and it's like, yeah, like coward might be a strong word for this, but at the same time, man, like there's a difference between admitting you were wrong and like throwing rocks and being like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, before the rocks get thrown back at you. Like, at least you get the motherfucker the chance to like come back at you and be like, okay, you know what, you got my ass.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
They're gonna throw rocks.
It's someone who like throws a punch and is like, no, my bad, OG. Like, yeah. It's like, fuck yeah, like come the fuck on, man.
Anyway, J. Cole sucks as he dropped the response and apologized days later. That happened April 5th. All is quiet on the Western Front leading up to April 12th. Okay, Drake has not said a word.
Okay, real quick. Was it like the Dreamville festival where like,
yes, his own
Boy
festival.
Q was fucking like crip walking on stage and people were like, J. Cole saw that shit and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and he
was like, you know what? I don't think I want to be involved in this anymore.
That's exactly right. The Dreamville Festival, immortalized forever as a place to go if you need to make an apology. So on April 12th,
North Carolina, do you guys have any idea how many times I've taken someone to Dreamville to apologize to them? In fact, I often have to apologize to them because I've taken them to Dreamville.
It's a twofer. Anyway, at this point, Drake hasn't apologized. All he's done is post memes. He posted a meme about like, you want me to react? I'm not going to react. Well, guess what happened the day after he posted that stupid fucking meme? A second Metro and Future album came out. It's way worse and it's way meaner. Not only are the same people on it, but for some reason, A$AP Rocky is on there telling Drake that he fucked his baby mom before he even met her. Devastating. Devastating stuff.
He's like, that was crazy because he was like, not only am I having babies by the woman of your dreams, but I also had sex with
you. Had the woman of your dreams before you had a baby with her. Oh my goodness. Here's the other crazy part about this album. J. Cole is honest.
Yeah. Dude, okay, that's one of the funniest things about it.
Best part.
That's one of the funniest things about it, man. Like J. Cole apologized and he was like, and like they recorded that shit 3 days before the album was supposed to come out. They're like, let's fit him in somewhere. Like, yeah.
The problem with the timing of this, because I don't know if Drake knew a second album was coming. He might have, because like Future interpolated Feel No Ways for the second half of the album. So Drake had to have known Future was coming out with an album. But the second half of it times up perfectly with Drake's like leaked response, which is all about like push-ups. I don't know, Trey, what did you think of that one?
I think it was really weird that the hardest thing he had for anybody was
splits.
No, it was the sit your ass down and make some drums. For the dude who is not going to respond verbally in any of this.
Well, he's gonna make the shit out of it.
And then like he didn't really address everyone.
No. But that's
so like maybe he has some shit like sitting and waiting. I think Drake, like the one thing I took from that was that he learned a lot from the Pusha thing. Like he's not gonna go all in immediately. Like this just feels like it feels like the first round of like a 20-round boxing match.
Well, you have to remember that he got caught off guard, right? Because he was responding at the same time as the second album dropped. But the only people who dissed him on the first one were Rick Ross, Kendrick, and The Weeknd, and all of those people were addressed on that push-up song.
Well,
but he just got caught up.
I mean, like,
more people dissed him.
Okay, yeah, but like, he didn't really say much about Future either.
That's the craziest part about all this.
And like, okay, here's the thing: if someone invites a bunch of people to their house and like they don't say shit about you, but it's kind of understood we're gonna all come together and talk shit about you, but like you're still gonna get mad at that person. Like, why did you make this atmosphere possible? You know?
Well, you know what it really feels like is like Future's the most popular girl in school, and everybody's competing over who gets his attention. Even like what he said about EXO was so devastating. He said that they're tricking on Future in the same way that he tricks on women. That's like a pretty fucking funny thing to say to Beef. It's like you love this guy, eh?
It is funny just in general how all of the rules of like conventional morality like go out of the window when there's rap beef. Like if like, you know, someone made if like Rick Ross just made a like super homophobic song in like 2024, people that was just like homophobic for no reason, people would be like very, very upset. But if it's in the context of a beef, they're just like, hell yeah, get him, Ross.
Yeah, Meek Mill said
he didn't. He just called Drake white for like 3 minutes straight. It's so fucking. I'm sorry, but this is like one of the funniest things I've ever. And then the like BBL Drizzy.
Well, the thing is about so Rick Ross's response is actually like very good, so good that there's no way that he had it like freestyle. That was a song that he put some shit at the front and the end of. At the end, he talked about BBL Drizzy and all that shit, and at the front, he put a clip of Drake saying how much he loved Rick Ross. But Rick Ross is like ready for this. Like even Drake said, like, enjoy that little bag you got, which means that Rick Ross like did get paid quite a bit of money. He's like living an actual wealthy life. So, you know,
he owns Evander Holyfield's house.
Awesome.
I do think that like as soon as Ross recorded that Future album verse, he recorded this Drake disc because he knew what was coming. So I don't think it was just like some shit he had in the vault, but I do think like he probably was sitting on a little bit. That being said,
well, I think that it's ironic.
The fact that like he thought for weeks that he was just gonna call Drake white for 3 minutes.
But it worked though. But it worked. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, it's like, and again, no disrespect to nobody on this podcast, but this is the funniest fucking thing. Like Drake's talking about like shoe sizes and this, that, and the other and shit, and it's just like, shut up. You've seen the clip of Ernie on like Inside the NBA, and he's like, bitch ass white boy.
It's fine. You can disrespect Slav and I for being white.
Because like, yo, this is white, dude. Nobody dared came at Eminem like that because they know what would happen.
Yeah,
like Eminem had beef with people and shit. Like nobody was just like shut your white ass up or whatever the fuck. Like at least that much on a single track.
What do you think Drake? What do you think Drake is going to do? You think he's going to because
I think he's going to keep being white according to Rick Ross. But like,
sure, but all he's responded with since that happened was a meme. Do you think he's going to make another Hotline Bling? Because that's what I remember the Meek Mill.
I think
he dropped Hotline Bling.
I think he's going to claim Jay Prince told him not to drop the most nuclear track ever again, and it's like, all right, man.
I mean, like, that's not fair. It's like, you can't just be like, my friend who's the scariest guy in all of hip hop said that I can't do this thing that would fuck you up. Like,
that's what Drake's gonna do.
Yeah, I know, but that's like underhanded. Like, that's like sort of like creating this like gap, this curiosity gap, where like people just are like, oh man, I bet that Drake like just makes a video where he like shoots a Rick Ross in effigy or whatever.
Also, real quick, how does Ja Morant fall into all of this?
I think he commented on like, he like responded to a Metro tweet and was like, we really don't trust anybody. something.
Guess what happens when you search what happened? Apparently, it is a former model and social media influencer got in between them and sparked a love triangle. I just feel like the fact that this is all coming down to women is insane. Like, there's so many people in this world, and you're just going to compete.
Well, if you're a rapper for some reason, there's only like one of like 11 women you're allowed to date.
The Joe Budden talks about this all the time.
So her is Amari Bailey. She's Amari Bailey's mom. She's bad as hell. When Bronny was playing on the team with them or whatever, Drake used to go to the games. Like what's his name? Michael B. Jordan would go to the games too and shit. Yeah, it's like because like they were like, there's this one mom there, she bad as a motherfucker. They was talking about her. Remember when Drake like rented out like the LA Dodger Stadium for dinner with somebody or whatever, and then they had dinner on like the field? It was her. And apparently also like later on down the line, Ja Morant dated her too. And like
what the fuck? That's so crazy.
Yeah, so like now there's like 12 women that they all date or whatever.
Man, so what about this beef? Who do you guys think is gonna win?
I don't think there are any winners, man.
No, I think Kendrick is going to get Drake out of here. I think in the
era of stan culture, like there's no like. I remember like it was cool when Gucci and Jeezy were beefing, and you were allowed to listen to both of them.
Right, but like,
yeah, I don't think that's a thing anymore, man. I think people just like pick a side because there's someone they like, and they're just like, oh, I want to be on the winning side, or like there's some weird allegiance to someone you've never met before in your life and doesn't know you exist.
Well, I would go the other way and say, like, nobody's going to stop listening to anyone's music as a result
Exactly.
of this.
They're all going to fucking win.
Yeah.
They're all winning at the end of the day.
That's like, I mean, that's the thing is, like, this is very pro wrestling-y.
It's dope. It's funny. It's cool.
No, this is why J. Cole is the winner. Because J. Cole chose to not participate.
He did participate though. He lost.
No, he did.
As per usual.
Like now his streaming numbers are gonna go down because goddamn, he didn't record a proper beef diss track, and he had that really really weird like transphobic line on it. So
yeah, that was weird.
Hopefully Kendrick does another one because it'll probably be really good. And
like, what do you think nuclear is? Like, what can be revealed about Drake at this point that would be worse than you are hiding a child?
Honestly, I think Pusha T is just waiting for someone to say the word with the letter P in it to jump in this. And
no, I think he's done his job. He is like
he's waiting in the rafters like fucking Sting right now. Like he's just like, give me a chance,
like the tantric sex guy.
Wait, what? No, not that.
What the fuck does Sting have to do with this?
You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, it's a wrestling thing?
Yeah.
Huh.
Do they not have wrestling in Canada, Slava?
No, I'm just a 30-year-old man.
The Hart family is from Canada.
30-year-old?
Some of the most famous Canadians. Like, Slava.
Oh, no, we have to
knows what we're talking about.
They miss me. I don't know wrestling. I don't cut. I don't know wrestling.
I mean, I do want to say, I just want to shout Rick Ross out for.
He's not going to listen to this.
You actually literally don't know that, and let me tell you why. Because of any of these rappers, he is the only one who put one of our peers, aka like a millennial hip hop writer, like he directly economically empowered one of us, which is to say he hired the homie Neil Martinez Belkin, who is a former Noisy freelancer.
He's a peer of ours.
He's in the house of peers of millennial rap bloggers.
Shout out to all the peers out there.
Yeah. Shout out all the peers.
But no, I mean, like, he hired Neil to like be his ghostwriter and liked him so much that he hired Neil to write his second book and sort of like inducted Neil into his inner circle.
Wait, how many books does Rick Ross have?
I was just gonna say,
2.
why do you need more than one Rick Ross book?
One is
autobiographies, or
one is a memoir. The
what
other
is his real autobiography? Is the one the other one's a story he made up.
No, we're gonna actually. All right, I
do not like Hennessy and ham. I do not like it.
All right, cut. I'm actually gonna say some real shit.
No, we're keeping that Hennessy and ham joke in there.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Good.
But
good.
But I'm gonna say some real shit, which is like this is the reason why I respect Rick Ross so much. So Neil, he's like a homie of mine, and Neil got cancer as he was writing one of Ross's books with him, and he said that of anyone in his life, Rick Ross was the most supportive and loyal person in his life.
Like, oh, damn, you got cancer. Let me send you a bunch of Wingstop. It's like, no, Rick Ross. That's
no.
Hang on a second. I need more answers about this guy's family. Like, does he not fuck with his family? Like, what's the bar at? There's no way.
Is probably
if I got cancer, there's no way Rick Ross would be the most important person in my life.
I will say,
bar is probably
out for me more than my dad was. Then, like,
yeah.
I need to know why my dad wasn't looking out for me as hard as Rick Ross was.
Exactly.
Bar is probably emotional support plus paying for his fucking cancer treatment.
Paying for it. Okay, that's a big one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, don't say supportive. Be like, sugar daddy style.
Rick Ross kept him alive. These are two different things.
Well, no, I mean, like, I was texting with him about it a while ago, and like he was like, I was like, "How have you been?" And he was like, "Yeah, man, I got fucking testicular cancer." And I was like, "Oh my God, are you? I'm glad to hear you're okay." And he was like, "Yeah, it's crazy. Rick Ross was the most supportive person, like, outside of my family."
That's crazy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm glad.
Okay, outside of my family is a caveat that's important to have there. Yeah,
but like, obviously, we're cutting all this, but this is
shout
the
out
reason.
To Rick Ross and all of our peers out there.
In terms of like rap beefs that you have been a part or been witness to, at least in the past, like, how do y'all feel about this one?
I feel the implications of this one are bigger than any other one because just through like forming a union accidentally against Drake, hip hop has like set the stakes very high, and I'm excited to see what happens.
It's like from like a pop perspective, it feels like if Ariana Grande created a legion against Taylor Swift.
But there's not even enough people.
We're gonna see how this turns out. Because I feel like everybody's waiting for someone else to cross the line so that they can be like, "Oh, now it's my turn."
Yep.
I do,
and that's why I said earlier. Like, I think Drake did take a lot of lessons from the Pusha T shit. He was like, "I'm not gonna say anybody's family members' names on this shit. I'm gonna keep it directly on them." But like, I think, yeah. This is going to be fucking interesting. Depending on how far it goes, this is going to be really interesting.
It is interesting that the invocation of the idea of this is a union against Drake. Like, this is, as with everything, a labor story. Shouts out Kim Kelly. Shouts out Hamilton Nolan. Bow, 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 bow. Because Drake's entire shit in Drop and Give Me 50 is like premised around the idea that like you, Kendrick, your labor is being exploited, but me, Drake, the person who's signed to Birdman, the notably like fair Birdman, is not famously
good person in terms of business practices. Birdman,
exactly. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I feel like the real winner is us, actually, because we got to record this podcast. This is the thing we can actually speak on rather than like, you know, me having a text like Mono and Satya being like, "Can you explain this like fucking hyper pop Xan rapper guy to me so that I can tell Slava and Trey about it?"
It's like all these rappers are our age.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, y'all are acting like this over what? There's no
women.
there's
Women
no
who
good
look like
reason to
every
be
other
acting like this
woman.
over anything at our age. It's just like I'm just not going to talk to him no more.
I can't believe it. It's all over women that look like just a brunette with like a nice body and a nice face. That's it. That's what you guys are going to ruin your entire credibility for. Not
I feel like
everybody's
the
coming out of
actual
this the
winners.
same
Yeah,
as
these
guys
guys are signed to major corporations. They're franchise employees. Like, I love them. Like, they're artists. They make art. I love art and music, but they can't make moves totally willy-nilly, because like other people's careers are attached to them. So I feel like they have to be careful with what they do in a certain extent, but it's really, they're all winners. Like, it's dope. It's dope to hear this stuff, and it's fun to like watch them do it.
And also, like, I kind of have a little theory that like Kendrick did not mean for it to get to this point.
Nah, definitely
Because
not.
like everybody,
Kendrick just a
especially
guy.
like young, like one thing that's important to remember about Twitter is that like a bunch of people debating you and you can't see their face. They're like 15 years old. So they don't remember what it was like when Control came out. And like Kendrick unprovoked just came at everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a dude from LA calling himself the king of New York and like what was that, like 08 or whatever the fuck?
But it
Like
kind of just
2012 or some shit. Like, yeah, but like this was a while ago when Kendrick just unprovoked came at everybody. Like this is just what Kendrick does. And when Kendrick sees like there's not that much competition in the game right now, he's like, no, I'm gonna create some again. And then all of a sudden Rick Ross is like, yeah, and he's a bitch ass motherfucker too, and let me tell you why. And he's like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think like the Metro thing has been there
And
for a while.
Future was like,
too.
I'm glad you said that. I hate him too. And Metro was like, yeah, fuck Drake. And Kendrick was like, whoa, okay. If
I think this speaks to Future's character.
Like this, yeah.
The fact that Future is willing to ride for Metro like this is
Future just released like 2.5 hours of music about why he doesn't like Drake.
And the last album had a bunch of Drake on it. The duality of man,
Yeah.
Who do you think is the most random person that's going to get swept into this beef? I think JoJo Siwa.
I think it's going to be your boy, Machine Gun Kelly.
Maybe.
Yeah, like somehow Machine Gun Kelly going to get swept into this shit, man.
Well, who has the weirdest beard of anyone involved in this beef?
T-Pain.
Probably Hobson. Hobson gets involved.
Okay.
T-Pain's beard is the weirdest, and T-Pain's going to ride for Drake.
No, T-Pain is like...
Because Future told him he's a disgrace to music.
No, Usher told him he's a disgrace to music. That's
right. I get Usher and T-Pain confused a lot.
Although, also Casino, brother of Future...
out right now.
But yeah, Casino, brother of Future, once told T-Pain, "My brother will never work with you." There's a New Yorker article called "The Sadness of T-Pain." This is all.
And
disgusting.
the New Yorker brought up Casino in a fucking article in the New Yorker.
They did not know that it was Casino. To be clear, however,
I'm sorry, that's so fucking funny.
We all know.
I'm sorry, that's so fucking funny.
It is so fucking funny. Also, I'll
respect T-Pain. I'll respect T-Pain, one of our great living artists right now. But like,
yes.
That's so funny that like the New Yorker just included an anecdote about Casino.
Yes. Also, two things. One, T-Pain needs to drop a country album this year. It will be better than Beyonce's. Two, why can we not find the version of Karate Chop that has Casino on it? I
have the one where he says Emmett Till.
Yeah, you didn't download it. I have a hard drive of all that shit on it. I'll send it to you.
I didn't know Casino was on it.
I would actually love that. Thank you. Patreon subscribers.
Let me dig it out of my closet and find where it's at. And then that was one of the great things about like downloading music, man. It's not that I've ever done it, my FBI agent who's listening. But that shit just disappears, man. But this is a whole nother episode. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
that's why I hope you guys downloaded the Drake song, that 50 push-up shit.
Oh yeah, I did, Rip.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait for it to get like re-uploaded over and over again.
Wait, have y'all seen the album? Ross put the Drake disc on Spotify. Have y'all seen the album cover?
No, he didn't. Did he actually?
Please go look at the album cover right now. Drake looks like the fucking shittiest Kennedy brother ever.
It's one, like Drake as like Chappelle being a white guy.
Champagne
right? As Chuck Taylor.
Cool. Anything else?
All right, last question.
No, we have more. No, Slava, you staying on here? Like I'm keeping you up.
I'm gonna make some ramen. Yeah, hang on.
I can keep going. Yeah. Slava can leave.
That was about the end of the Drake stuff. Like Lupe Fiasco was the last little note, but whatever. It's the truth that Lupe's only real competition would be Kendrick. That would be an interesting actual real battle.
Well, Trey, I want to know, since this is like all the millennial rappers are like turning against each other, like it's fucking Lord of the Flies. Is this whole beef a sign that millennials are, quote, over or, quote, so back?
I think this is just business as usual for millennials. Like, you know how many people I know who are like in friend groups where they're in their like mid 30s, early 40s or whatever, and then there's someone in the friend group they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
No one says anything about it, but then somebody releases a, fucking 2-hour, 30-minute collective songs about somebody, and it's just like, yeah, we're all gonna get, all it takes is like, yeah, get him off of it. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I hate him too. Like, yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah. All it takes sometimes is like one person to say something about somebody. And it's not even like right now, like even us 7 years ago, I'm not alluding to anything, I swear to God. But yeah. Sometimes people just are all it takes one person to be like, I don't like this person. It's like, yeah, I'm so glad you said that because I don't either. Dang.
Let's go into the legendary Joe Budden podcast style sleepers section of the pod, which is absolutely going to fuck us up from being uploaded to YouTube, which is now a thing that the podcast is, by the way. If you're listening, you should subscribe on YouTube. For some reason, it's under my name. I'm not going to tell you my name.
His name is Drew Millard.
No, it's Slava-tastic.
His name is Drew Francisco Millard, and you just have to Google that on YouTube.
Yes, his name is Robert Paulson. Because if you like this, then you're definitely like a fucking watch Fight Club style fucking freak.
Do people have songs, or do you guys want to do one? Or
I have songs.
I'll do one. So
go ahead.
This is not by any means a small artist, but Ray, the cute British girl who's been making some bangers. I found about the song "Bust It Down" that she has, and like the concept of it is so funny. It's so fucking funny. It's just like a freaky ass song over church music. And like,
is that working? Are we getting audio?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm dancing on the kitchen floor. I caught a vibe.
It also makes me miss Amy Winehouse.
Oh, this is like vaguely like Billy Joel.
Until I find
wait for it. Yeah.
Until I find you, I'm gonna buzz it down. I'm gonna bust it. I'm gonna tick-tock on it.
You don't have enough choirs on songs anymore?
Touch it. Oh, I'm gonna back it up and break it down. And he's gonna love it. He's gonna love it. I'm gonna bust it down, bust it down. I'm just trying to prioritize.
Perfect fucking song.
Yeah, really good.
Grind for. I take my time.
It's great.
All right, who we got next?
All right, so I have one. It is called best song ever made by, and this is all one word, DJ Megan Q3. There we go. Yeah. To be clear, this is not by friend of the pod, Megan Barber.
Halloween, that is one of your favorites.
Wait, so is this like a hyperpop remix of a Chief Keef song?
Obviously.
Okay, yeah. I'm down for that.
Hey man, that shit fucking sucks.
I like that.
That's the first time someone said anything about anybody else's fucking Joe Budden podcast banger choice.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry.
Joe Budden podcast
actually,
style sleeper.
dude. Like, what part of your day do you go, I need to put something like that on? Like, what are you doing that you need that to listen to that?
Probably
Mourning my dead dog.
Sorry, bro. Fuck, you got me there.
Is that fucked up that I like invoked that? Like that was the one time I could.
Well, that's
No,
fair.
you did exactly what you do. You did exactly what you're supposed to do in the rap beef. You shut that shit down immediately. You went to push a T. You went to push a T route.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the J. Cole route. My bad, bro. I didn't mean to say that.
Flava, you have 7 children.
If anyone's listening to this who I'm dating, no, I don't.
How many people are you dating, Slava? Do you have like 5 girlfriends?
Anyway, here's my song of the summer. It's called City High. What would you do?
No, Joe, stop,
No,
Joe.
This will actually get us removed from YouTube, which is now a pressing concern.
Yeah, you're gonna
not if we
get
talk
fucking
over it.
banned.
You guys have actual memories about the song? Put it on.
No,
Do not do it.
No,
What do you mean?
no,
Just put it on. We'll just talk over it.
Joe,
If
don't
we
do it.
talk
Don't do
over
it. Joe,
You were gonna get us fucking.
Slava's being outvoted 2-1. I'm just gonna do another Joe Budden podcast style sleeper.
I mean, I can go. I can play one.
Yeah, Joe, you play yours,
Joe,
and then Joe and I will both do another one to make up for Slava because.
Well, Slava has a real one.
What are you eating right now?
Alone on the bedroom floor.
He's eating ramen.
Shut up.
And the only way to feed him was to
Mute
sleep
him.
with a man for a little
Mute
bit
him.
of money, and his daddy's home.
My style sleeper is "Let Me Ride It" by @Zyphia and produced by Abnormal and Lugifer and produced by All right,
Okay.
so it's the girl from that video. What was this thing?
Ice cream, so good.
Ice cream,
Ice
yum.
Cream, so good. It's a
that's
Jersey
her?
Club remix, and this shit goes so hard.
Okay. As we're doing the intro, I do want to say that Joe generally has the best Joe Budden podcast style
Oh
sleeper
no, Joe's
selections.
whipping all of our asses. That's the only reason I want to keep doing this. I played them in the wine shop. And, yeah.
I mean, this shit is hard. I mean, you get the point. It goes on for
This is the
3
hardest
minutes.
song I've heard in my life.
Yeah, but this shit goes hard though. As far as Jersey
Yeah,
Club
it's
goes,
sick.
it's a great track.
I mean, like, friend of the pod, Gabe Herrera, used to play a bachata remix of Wrecking Ball at the club. And
I remember
could
this
see,
kind of well. Yeah.
yes. And I could see this, like, having the exact same reaction of, like, meme plus genuinely good as
Yeah, the keys on this are so
Wrecking
nice,
Ball.
man.
Yeah.
Melancholy, but it's got the beat. Very weird. Very, very, very weird.
In general, if you were an aspiring producer, if you want to be noticed by noted super producer Steel Tip Dove, take a meme and make it really, make a remix of it that's really good, and then send it to him to his personal email address, which is tk. You can. The joke is that you'll mute that.
Anyway, it's a banger. I was gonna play a Cavalier track, but we could do that next week when he's on.
No, we can do it right now because we have to make it for Slavas. Not
his new joint is crazy. Did you guys? Yeah, did you guys? Keep
also, real quick.
Wait, Joe, can you set it up? Can you set the Cavalier track up?
Well, yeah. This another track I have is Cavalier Come Proper. He's got an album coming out soon. I'm back.
Buddy, until the way I come.
No, not yet, because I just want to tell y'all a story real quick.
Okay.
This is the oldest I felt in a long fucking time. I have one coworker who just turned like 24 years old at the wine shop. And
that's only 4 years younger than you.
Her and a few other people. One of the guys I call furniture because he doesn't ever do shit. And I don't talk to him because like if I'm cleaning my house, I don't talk to my couch. And he's basically like the couch of the fucking except I can't sit on him. But yeah, she was like, oh yeah, we had like the song, we had like a playlist going about like horny songs in the shop for fun the other day, and like Andy requested like something about like this and like a song, it's called like Thongs or something. And I was like, what? I was like, do you mean the Thong song?
Oh man, what?
And she was like, is that what it's called? And I was like, oh fuck, I'm old as shit.
And they loved it, right?
Yeah, she loved it, but it was just like a song about it's called Thongs or
banger. Something. The banger. I
was 10 years old when the Thong song came out. Like she wasn't even born. She wasn't even born when the Thong song came out. That's an insane thing to me.
Dude, wait a minute.
There were people who weren't born when the Thong song came out, bro.
I mean, the thing about Thong Song is like, one, it's so funny because it is called Thong Song. But if you listen to it, you're like, oh shit. This this anticipates like the entire like fucking purple dubstep movement. Like that is just like what Joker was like, going for.
This is like
LMFAO song.
NLE Chopper can fly because a Thong Song walked. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Although NLE Chopper can fly also because he has taken like supplements from like the middle of the earth that say like, if you take this, you'll fly.
He took everything Alex Jones ever advertised.
Yes. No. Yes. I mean, NLE Choppa is like, he's like the RFK voter.
All right.
Anyways, Cavalier is tight. Let's listen to Cavalier.
We're in a new circle right now. We're in a new level right now. You know, I built my way here. Like this.
Is this how Cavalier acts all the time?
Challenge accepted. That ain't love, that's cathexis. I'm in the wind, kiss from a rose and hit the nose of X's. Ash in the J, my tip the tray is full, it's roach infested. Can't pass a day, I'll last the pain, it's still so close connected. Composure, keep a composition notebook next to them. Give them both sides, but give them flows that's ambidextrous. She on her flow, but suck your soul out through your vast deference. You in the cast, but between our roles is such a vast difference. Say that, it's with the chest, the breath, go past the solar plexus. Evoking golden era excellence. Still I'm at the nexus. This just the intro. Me and Jacob Rowe had you zoning at the first 20 seconds. The verse got a necklace. Check it. They try to dead it. It's too well executed. The vet saluted. It's not highfalutin. It's upper echelon. Expected to fall off and stand corrected. I'm in the bed bumping the message while she's serving us breakfast naked. Proper.
Do your thing or come proper. Be going full sting with the thing.
Yeah, man. Cav's the man, bro.
Oh, fuck.
Getting your soul sucked out of your vast deference would fucking hurt so much, dude.
That's a great bar. You and I are in the cast, but there's such a vast difference.
Oh, fuck. Man, it would be a shame if Cavalier and Billy Woods. Let me cut that again. It would be a shame if Cavalier and Billy Woods had to fucking come on our podcast. It would suck so much.
You'd be crazy. That would never happen, Drew.
I know. I'm sorry. I was coke dreaming. Shouts out Kid Miro.
Yeah, dude.
Cavalier and Billy Woods will never come on our pod.
Yeah, Miro's got like 4 kids. He doesn't need 4 more, you know?
I feel like every rapper you work with, Joe, I like whenever I listen to their music, I want to send, or like my reaction is the like Shaq meme of like, I apologize, I wasn't familiar with your game. Or
yeah,
like,
man. People trying for a long time. It's gonna, there's a lot of people in the whole little camp.
I mean, yeah, I feel like this is some steel tip dove puffery, but I feel like you have impeccable taste in collaborators and have gotten to the point where like, if someone is like working with steel tip dove, I'm just like, okay, this person is absolutely like, it's like about it with the shits. Could
honestly,
be
like this
breaking
is
a beat, etc.
No, this is honestly part of the outro because we really don't. For people who don't listen to us, like Joe is wildly accomplished and like one of the greats in modern rap. If you don't believe us, just go check his credits.
All right, this has been Nerzy. I've been Drew. As always, my co-hosts are Trey and Zanman Slava. Our producer is Steel Tip Dove. Our music is by Craig S. Jenkins. If you would like to give us money, because Jesus fucking Christ, the economy is so goddamn bad.
McDonald's hash brown costs $4 right now. We need money.
And MGKCD costs $12.
A 5-foot, a $5 foot long costs $6.
I'd kill.
Anyways,
they're $12 in Canada.
Oh fuck!
You know what else costs $12 in Canada?
Yeah, I talked to Trudeau about that shit, bro.
Oh, I'm do more than talk about it.
Your mom.
Okay, so for whatever the Canadian.
All right, quit. End this episode now. End this episode now. End this episode now. Bye.
Flava is zanned out and does not know what he's talking about. The Canadian FBI. Okay.
All right. But yeah, find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Nerzy and find us on Substack at nerzy.substack.com. Also find Trey on LinkedIn at God damn it, I don't have your LinkedIn.
Right, well, we have
find me at Drew's mom's house since we're doing this. Yeah, okay.